I get a lot of DMs, emails, and comments on my post. And of all those comments, the things that concern me the most, and the thing I hear the most, is that people are absolutely terrified about what's going on and what the future might hold. They're anxious, they're upset, they're stressed, they're concerned about their children and grandchildren. These times are very tough for a lot of people. But they'll say to me, "You seem very confident. You don't seem to be worried." And that's absolutely the truth. I'm not stressed out. I am confident, and I'm not worried. And they'll say, "How can that be?" And I wanted to do this video to kind of lay out why I have that mindset as opposed to being upset and concerned and anxious. See, the thing about it is if I knew back then when I was young what I knew now, my life would have been a lot easier. And let me explain it to you this way. These times are tough. These times are scary. I was born in 1960. The 1960s were probably the most turbulent decade in my lifetime. Keep in mind, we had the start of the Vietnam War, civil rights, women's rights, there were protests. We had 4 major assassinations in one decade. It was scary. Now, I was pretty young at the time, so I didn't realize just how scary it was, but as I look back, I can't imagine. 70s were also the Vietnam War, protests, stoners, all this stuff. There was a lot of turmoil, a lot of transition going on in the 70s. In the 80s, you had cocaine, excess, and that was crazy. You had the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s. Now, in my 63 years, I've seen my share of trials, tribulations, and tragedies. I've come up against things that I didn't think I would survive. Yet here at 63, here I sit. I did survive. I got through all those things. Every time it was really bad, it got better. Sometimes even better than it was before. So if I'd known that I was going to survive all these hurdles all through my life, I probably wouldn't have worried as much. And that's the point. We will always get through these things. This country gets through all this turmoil and turbulence that we've gone through all the time. What's going on now is different than we've seen, but we've always had that turmoil and turbulence at one time or another. And then ultimately, it does get better. Somebody once said to me, "Oh, you're one of those people that think everything will turn out for the best." And you're absolutely right. I do think that. But then people will come to me and say, "That's not true. It never turns out for the best for me." And I'll say, well, there is a caveat to that situation with everything turning out the best. See, I think if you let happen what happens and just do what you're supposed to do, it will turn out for the best. When it goes wrong is when you panic and you freak out and you try to fix it a million different ways. What I've learned over the years is you need a few things. You need patience, you need not to panic, and you need to persevere. As I said, after all that trial and tribulation I went through, here I sit. I've got a wife that I've been married to for 40 years. Now, I won't tell you that marriage is easy. We had our rough times, but here we sit now, 40 years later, and I couldn't find a better person to spend my time with and enjoy my life with. I don't have a lot of money. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not famous, but I have enough to survive. I have enough to do the things I want to do. I have some freedom. I can enjoy life. So if I can get through all those things and be where I am today, so can you. There's nothing special about me. I didn't have a dad giving me a bunch of money. I didn't have all that stuff. You just persevere, be patient, and don't fucking panic. And that's what will get you through. And if you're young right now, you can look at me and say, well, he went through the same shit I went through, but if I just don't panic, be patient, and persevere, I'll be okay. Once you realize that, life gets a lot fucking easier. You don't get so worked up about all the crazy bullshit going on. It's going on, but you'll get through. Just do what I'm telling you. Trust me, I've done it, I've seen it, and there's no reason to stress out.